Hi, family. Hi, friends. I pray that you're doing really well right now. I pray that God's peace is deeply, deeply guarding your heart and your mind. You know, normally, in fact, I don't know if ever I've been here in this medium and shared anything close to political. And I'm really not intending to do that, but I feel that this will touch the edges of that. In light of the recent events in our nation, and really not just the recent events, in light of what's been going on for the last few years, it seems that never before have we been so divided, politically, racially, religiously, philosophically, society. And, you know, the thing about having a side is your side is always justified. My side is always justified. And the thing about someone's side is it's on their side. And it's hard to get over to the other side. So really the thought that is so important, and it's said over and over again, is we have to remember that our battle is not flesh and blood, but it seems that we end up fighting battles in the flesh. And it seems like we end up getting more and more anxious, more and more confused, more and more angry, and just more and more worn out. I think it's important to remember that the enemy is still like a lion, and he's still looking who he might devour. The thief still is seeking to steal and kill and destroy. I'm reminded of a story in the Bible. And if you don't mind, I'd love just to read it and remind you of that story. It's in Joshua chapter 5. And it says, and it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, a man stood opposite him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said to him, "Are you for us, or are you for our adversaries?" And he said, "No, but as commander of the army of the Lord, I have now come." And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and worshipped and said to him, "What does my Lord say to his servant?" And then the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, "Take off your sandals, take off your shoes, for the place where you stand is holy." And Joshua did so. You know, one translation of that scripture, it says, are you on our side or on theirs? But the answer of Jesus as he appeared to Joshua on the side of the river Jordan wasn't, I'm on this side or that side, but his answer was, no, but I'm here. And I think if we're not careful, we can get our eyes on my side or your side or their side. It becomes us against them. But he said something so important. No, but I'm here. And if we're not careful, we can get so focused on our side or their side that we miss that Jesus is here. And then he said something really awesome. He said, "Now, take off your shoes, because the place you're standing is holy ground." Do we really realize that? That the place we're standing on is holy ground? That means all of heaven is listening. All of heaven is watching. the way that we react or the way we respond to what we say, to what we think, to what we post. Whose side are we on? Oh, he's here. And the ground is holy that we're standing on. And we're to look to him and take off your shoes. That just means give up your rights. But we would say, but they're my rights. Not as a follower of Jesus. We've given up our rights. We lay down our rights. We lay down our reputation. We lay down our stuff. We lay down our ambition. We lay down our life to the worthy one, to the one who has come, to the one who is here, to the one who makes the ground that we stand on holy ground. You know, it's easy to blame. We say, but what about this, or what about so-and-so, or this guy did that, and those people did that. They might have. But we can't build justice through injustice. We can't build right through wrong. We can't build love through hatred. God's kingdom has no end. And he invited us to be servants. Not to point our finger, not to blame, not to accuse. And let me just say, it's not Hollywood's fault for all the problems. And I might add, it's not Washington's problems. I want you to think about something. Think about Jonah's ship. When Jonah was running away from God's call, Jonah was in the bottom of the boat, and the storm came up, and the ship was about to sink. Why was Jonah's ship sinking? Was it because of the leader of the boat, the captain? Maybe he had an affair in the last port of call. Was it because the deckhands, those other responsible, that maybe they did drugs in the last couple of ports of call? No, it was because God's man wasn't where he was supposed to be, and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. Let me read to you one last part of Scripture, if you don't mind. In 2 Chronicles chapter 7, the verse that we know so well, but if you don't mind, I just want to emphasize. God tells Solomon, if my people who are called by my name. He didn't say if the people in Washington or the people in Hollywood or your next door neighbor or your boss. He said if my people who are called by my name will do what they're supposed to do, if they will humble themselves. It's hard. Taking the form of a servant, loving our enemies, praying for those who spitefully use us, blessing those who curse us, going the extra mile. If we will humble ourselves and pray. He didn't say point our finger or criticize or complain or whine. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face. In other words, recognize that he has come, and that the ground that they're standing on is holy ground. Then, and they have to turn from their wicked ways. He didn't say anything about other people turning from their wicked ways. We have to take responsibility. Then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and I will heal their land. Now, my eyes will be open and my ears attentive to prayer made in this place. For I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name might be there forever. And my eyes and my heart will be there perpetually. I know this was talking about God's temple. But what if God's people in this nation that he's chosen, that he set apart, if we would do these things. And just a last reminder, Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers. Not the peace waters, not the peace hopers, but the peacemakers. Those that go to both sides. It's the only way you can make peace. Those who go to both sides. The ones who recognize that the Prince of all peace is here. Those who've given up their rights because they recognize that he's here and that the ground that they stand on is holy. So they've taken off their shoes, but they put on other shoes. Shoes of the gospel of the good news of peace. It's an opportunity. It's a moment. And God has invited us into this moment to be his light, to be his children, to let our light so shine before all men that they may see our good works and glorify our Father in heaven. Let's recognize that he's here. Whose side are you on? Are you for us? Or are you against us? Every side has a side. Whose side are you on, Jesus? No, but I've come. Let's recognize his presence, and let's go in his presence, and let's bless this world and make a difference. I know it was different. I know it was long, but I just want to say thanks. Thanks for walking together with us. God bless you.